Well, hey guys, welcome back, and today I want to cover the cost of what it took to make the... Let's get this thing open. There, that's better. So today we're going to cover the cost of what it cost me to make the rock guard for the front of the travel trailer. It is a rainy day, and this has actually come in pretty handy. So keeping it closed, the window stays fairly dry. I'll probably add one more drip rail on the inside around the window edge, but other than that, let's get into it. So when I started out, I set myself on a budget of about $300 to fabricate our rock guard, start to finish. That is about 1/3 the cost if you had to go out and buy a new OEM for your brand new travel trailer or something like that. So that was my budget, and to begin with, we started with some particle board. Now I used particle board because the surface of it is fairly smooth and it's easy to work with. It's lighter wood. I used 1/2 inch and lighter than MDF. I guess MDF would work, but it's more dense, so weighs a lot. So particle board is $17.48 a sheet. I purchased 2. That's a total of $34.96. And then the next thing I had was my fillets around the inside edge and also on the logo. I also put a fillet around there, so for that we used a Bondo or a body putty, and I purchased that at a local auto store. And I would recommend purchasing a quart for the size of the project that we did, and a quart cost around $14.99. I got the smaller version and it cost me $12.99, and I just barely had enough, so a little extra just in case you want to do more if there was a mistake or you had to throw some away. So err on the side of caution. The next project, once we had the wood frame done and we had our fillets made, then we primered it, and I used that 2X by Rust-Oleum, the black primer, and that stuff worked great. I'll use that again in future projects. And I purchased 2 cans. They were $3.50 each, so a total of $7. After I put the fillets in, I put a primer coat, went back and I filled in any pinholes or any imperfections I saw, and then I put on a final primer coat, and then it was ready for the next step. The next step was the PVA, and in a pinch I tried to find what I could real quick. PVA on eBay was $32.72, but they soaked you for $22.97 for shipping, and that came to $55.69. You could probably use an automotive wax, so if you've got some sort of wax at home that you polish a car with, you could probably use that and then PVA over. All you need is something to allow the PVA to release from your part. The PVA alone, if I just purchased PVA, was $20.50, and in some cases on eBay that's free shipping, so you could save a little money there. The next product after the PVA was the gel coat, and I found it on Amazon, and I purchased 1 gallon, and the 1 gallon is $59.99. That's the gel coat with no wax. So you don't want wax in the gel coat. As you spray it, the wax would come to the top, seal the surface so it cures. But if you wait too long, you are going to have to sand your gel coat in order for the fiberglass to have a mechanical bond. So I didn't want that. Chose the gel coat without the wax. That way the gel coat stayed tacky enough that when we applied the fiberglass, it gave a mechanical bond, maybe a hair of a chemical bond, but I'm going to say not. For our fiberglass resin, our local auto parts store or your Walmarts or your Bimarts, any hardware stores, they carry fiberglass resin. It's not necessarily a laminating resin. It's a fiberglass repair resin. So the resin I purchased, I bought in a couple of quart cans. They were $14.98 each for a total of $29.96. And if I had to do that again, I would recommend going with a laminating resin. It's less thicker or less viscous, so it's easier to work with than the stuff I had. It was really thick and hard to spread out and get the mat to absorb that. So you could save a little bit of money by looking online for laminating resin. You want to make sure that you get the no wax. This resin that I used had wax, so when it started curing, all the wax come to the surface, and you have to sand that if you want a gel coat behind your part. After the resin, of course, you're going to need some acetone. Acetone you can find in any hardware store, local Bi-Marts, Walmarts, etc. And I purchased a gallon can. That was to help clean my brushes and my rollers and also my spray gun. It was $16.28 a can for the gallon. Also, for the fiberglass, I used the Bondo brand. I purchased it at the same place I got the resin, so they carry the Bondo brand, and that's what they had. I bought 4 packs of the fiberglass mat. They're small pieces, so I ended up buying the 4 packs at $7.99 each for a total of $31.96. You could go on eBay and buy wider rolls for either about the same or just a little bit less money, so you could have a little saving there, and you get it one piece. I ended up using 4 overlapping, so it still worked, although I could have probably saved a couple bucks on eBay. And I also purchased a pack of the fiberglass cloth, so I had this chopped strand mat, and then I purchased the cloth, in which I cut down into 3-inch strips, and that went around the edge of my part because I knew I was going to put a hinge on, and I wanted that to be a little bit tougher. So the next step is the parts that I use. I bought a roller, the Bubble Buster, or the fiberglass roller, on Amazon. Amazon charged me $8.99, cheapest I could find, plus $5.99 for shipping, for a total cost of $14.98, which I didn't even use because I found my old one while cleaning out my garage a little bit, so I ended up using my old one. You're also going to need some brushes, 2-inch, 3-inch brushes. I think I bought 5 or 6 of these things, and I used every one of them, cleaning my gun, cleaning or spreading out the fiberglass, and that comes to around $8 because they're only about $1.25 each. And then the mixing cups I purchased at Lowe's. You can get them at Lowe's or Home Depot, and they had them on sale. You get 5 cups for $5.75. Then for the project, making the edge nice and clean, I purchased a U-trim, got that on eBay, which was $14.89. The hinge, I also found a 5-foot, 6-foot, I think it was a 6-foot piano hinge. It's stainless steel, found that on eBay for $10.20 with free shipping. I don't know how they made money off of that, but that was a good deal, couldn't pass it up, and it's working just great. And then also the rock guard supports. So that was the hard part to find, is rock guard supports. You have to go to vintagetrailers.com or something like that. But in earlier years, when I was building boats, we used to use the supports for windows on marine grade applications, windshields and things like that. So they were window supports, and the best place to find that is you look up for marine grade, look up marine windows and window supports for that. And I found a set on eBay for $28. They're stainless steel, and they work good. Work good. And last but not least was the miscellaneous hardware, all stainless steel. That's all the little nuts and bolts and washers and screws, and that was about a total of $5. So my budget was $300, and after it was all said and done, my total cost came out to $343.64. And if we add in the J-rail, drip rail that we put over the top of the Stoneguard, that was $17.70. Brings our total to $361.34. So I went over my budget by $61.34, which I'm still happy with. It functions great and it looks fabulous, and the price was right. You won't find one of those out in the market for that price. Now, I did a little search before I did this video on Google, and I came across a couple of rock guards that are out there on sale on eBay. You can buy it for about $32, but the shipping is $273, so you're still well over the 300 mark. These were used, look pretty rough shape and not that sturdy. You can also buy the rock guard with the probably for about $250, but I think they're cheaply made, and within a short period of time you're going to have to replace that rock guard because it's so thin and light and it just wouldn't be durable. So that's the cost breakdown. I had a good time building it. I hope you enjoyed watching the videos. There was one little foobar where my gel coat stuck to the mold, but that was an easy fix. We backed up a few steps and then picked up where we left off. It turned out great. I'm happy with it, and the way that the supports open on the window, I have a pretty good view through this window and the bottom window, so I'm happy with it, and hope you are too. So it's the weekend. It's miserable outside. It's raining. It's been raining all weekend, and I've had the pleasure of helping my neighbor install some solar on his cargo conversion trailer, so that video will be coming up next. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying with me and watching the videos. Much appreciated. And until next time, stay tuned.